Again. We're back with Hunted again today. As you can see, we are in the middle of running a defense mission on Earth, which is the Lith node. He missed one of the nodes that Beast and I picked up before he got caught up with us, so I'm going to run this to get another node.
Please, I need
because
it.
while you can theoretically get more nodes from extermination or capture type missions or map type missions, they're not guaranteed to spawn there, and if they spawn, they may be in a really odd location that you don't end up visiting. So typically speaking, this is still the easiest method of obtaining rarer resources from missions on a planet. Defense missions have a almost guaranteed spawn between wave 5 and 15, so they're still the best method to obtaining those. Whoopsies. I just fell. Got a little bit lazy and popped off a radial javelin there. Oh yay, free mod. We did get lucky this time, and one of our public matchmaking teammates was somebody that plays a Frost, which is the one that dropped this giant defensive bubble around the defense point here. And we'll touch on, different Warframes and their abilities and uses later, of course, as we promised you guys we would start doing fairly soon.
Oh no.
So, Hunted, how's Warframe been used? What's your take on modern Warframe from starting over from a brand new account?
It is definitely more efficient, as far as movement, for sure. It is definitely, you have to be more, I don't know how to say that. Things are definitely harder to get. That's what I was trying to say. Things are harder to get because of mastery locks. But yeah, guys, did you explain to them what mastery is?
Touched on it, told them that it increased their weapon availability, as well as I went through the list of the things that the Master Rank 1 test unlocked for us as well, and explained to them that it also increased your default knock capacity. That was 3 or 4 streams ago, I think, somewhere in there.
So I want to say, the big thing about Warframe is that everything is about level, between level 1 and 13. That's very important for everybody to know. And the reason being is because throughout these levels, like, not just weapons and, Warframes, but sometimes your mastery will give you, like, what is it called? Not superiority, seniority is the word I'm looking for?
Possibly.
I don't think that's the word either. It's kind of
Basically,
like one of the things where you can use to be like, I have experience in this game, you know?
there definitely are some group recruiting that some people do, and they don't want people below a certain mastery rank, because generally
Right.
speaking, mastery rank usually tells us how long somebody's played a game, you can have people like my previous account where, you know, I didn't farm mastery as much after mastery rank 14, and because that's when I had all the weapons and everything available anyways, so I kind of just stopped. But
Yeah, which
in
is
the general rule is most people that were the master rank of my previous account weren't as experienced as we are.
yeah. And to be completely honest, I mean, the only reason master rank is really important is like you said, weapons, access to warframes and stuff like that. Um, but other than that, I mean,
Pretty
have
sure the
fun.
frost just left, by the way.
Oh,
I think it's bubble
he'll be
stayed though.
alright. We'll be alright. Nah, he hasn't disappeared yet.
Ah, there we
Yeah, it's
go.
gone.
Sad face.
Yeah. Have fun, guys. I mean, warframe is definitely enjoyable.
Master rank certainly isn't everything. I played with enough people at max mastery rank who are absolutely awful. I played with enough people at lower mastery ranks that were actually good at this game that I definitely do not consider mastery rank the be-all end-all judge of someone's ability to play Warframe. One thing that Hanan and I were actually discussing earlier was that from starting a new account, we've noticed that there are a lot less overpowered options in the beginning of the game for people, as far as
Oh,
weapon
definitely.
availability. You can no longer get things like the Lex or the Lex Prime at Mastery Rank 2, um, you know, things like that. Ever since they updated the Mastery tables, this is probably, 6 months ago now, 4 months ago, something like that. Um, Ever since they did that, you definitely don't have as many overpowered options. Like, obviously, the Strun still kind of one-shots most things, but you still have to be kind of accurate and make sure most of your pellets hit the enemy's body, or it still doesn't kill them.
This is a problem. Everybody watching the console.
I agree. Just put a waypoint on it.
There's one. I think so.
By the way, guys, to leave a waypoint on an object or a location, you just press left on your directional pad, and it drops a waypoint that everyone else can see. By the way, we can wait to kill that last enemy until our cryopod regenerates a little bit of this shields, if you want. Just leave it alone for a moment.
Yeah.
Strategy, guys. Strategy is everything. If you have a defense mission which doesn't start the next wave until you've killed all the enemies from the previous wave, and your cryopod's a little bit low, it can be advantageous to wait before killing that last enemy until your cryopod's regained its health and shields. Because again, as you guys I'm sure noticed in one of our last streams from yesterday, if the cryopod dies, you fail. The mission's failed.
Right.
You don't get your bonus affinity. You sacrifice a lot of the rewards that you obtain. It's just not a good day.
At all. And what's another thing? Hmm.
Warframe has evolved a lot in the last few years for beginners, especially.
Yes, I was gonna say. The funny part about it is like when I got my like this is like different for me because when I started, I had the anniversary weapons, and
Okay.
those are now mastery lock. Go figure.
Didn't
I
you
had the
start when void
anniversary weapons.
keys? Did you start when void
Go
keys
ahead.
were the way to farm primes as well?
Wait, what happened?
When you started, weren't void keys still a thing?
Yes. Oh man, that's some
That
history right
I would say
there.
that is a massive change actually to the farming of prime frames
But see, you could get keys from anything, you know?
for sure.
Not necessarily like any mission, but like, man, like you could do like the simplest thing and we'll get a key. It was awesome. Like I was, and then the best part about it was the void was like, even though the void was key locked back then, like as long as you ran with people, the person who had a key, even if it was like a random that you
You
just like
you got a reward out of
played
it,
with,
yeah.
yeah.
Let
And
you reward
then,
share a lot.
but it was one reward per key, so everybody got the same reward regardless of which I was farming for. So let's say, like nowadays, you get to pick from everybody's relic, but
But
see back
everyone
then,
has to equip a relic or they can't select anyone's rewards at all. If you go
Right.
into a fissure and you don't equip a relic, some people think, oh yeah, I'm just not going to equip a relic. That way I don't have to waste mine. I'll pick somebody's stuff. It doesn't work that way
Nope.
anymore.
Not anymore. Let's see. Them tower key days. That's what they used to call. We used to call them tower keys. And like they literally, when I say literally, like literally was like the most hilarious thing in the world. Like everybody's going for one thing, and then everybody gets a forma, and only one person put a key up, and like sometimes that will happen back to back. And just how you would farm like relics, like you would farm tower keys, like, and it was tiers, so it was like tier one, tier two, tier three, and tier four. And you have like a tier one survival, tier two survival. It would be like all the game modes, and then when you get to tier four, it was either interception, exterminate, or survival.
Miss
Oh
my
man,
shot.
those were the days. The game was much, I don't want to say easier, but it was much more. You had more access back then. That's what it was.
Now, until you get to at least Master Ring 7, it's really difficult to just spam farm some relics.
Right. They want you to play the game. They want you to fall in love. They want you to literally progress. And that's why I like Warframe even better now.
Because there aren't as many broken weapons available to new players. And they also don't let you purchase them for real money either. You still can't now, if you buy Prime Access, it's a bit different. But in general, like, if you go to the marketplace and you try to buy, you look at a weapon that's mastery locked to you, you can't even buy it with Platinum. It doesn't work that way.
And then even then, like, it's not completely broken because you need mods.
Yeah, if you don't have the mods, then
So,
you still won't be able to build it properly, and you won't be able to get your damage numbers as high as, say, my Archiplasmor on my previous account. That one over 30,000 elemental damage in total. It was a lot. Even after they took away the bonus damage for headshots on shotguns, it's still one or two shots enemies up to level like 100. And if I use it on Mirage, it still one shots everything.
but what's awesome about Warframe that I like, honestly, is the fact that you can figure out different combinations with Warframes, with weapons, with mods, with other people and their Warframes. Like, it's almost at the point like endless of like the things that you can do, the things that you can build.
I mean, they even
Um,
added those peculiar mods to the drops from Onslaught now. The ones that cause
right.
flowers to sprout when you score a critical hit, or cause body parts to get bigger when you shoot them. I think it's really funny, personally.
And it's so like it's very interactive. And then the fact that you get the choice of like playing by yourself or playing with multiple people, like playing with your friends, and then it's a free game, so you don't have to have PlayStation Plus
Let the
to
enemies
play
live
it.
for a sec. Oh, damn it, they're too close.
But he killed him.
I was saying, let that last enemy chill for a second.
You're good. The other guy might kill him though. But yeah, there's
Well, I
so
mean,
many
he'll
other
still die
things.
slower because he's not quite as fast at this as we are, so be fine.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, there's like so many different things you can do in this game. Of course, it's limited to the mechanics that's in here, but as far as like different combinations, different builds, building with other people, sometimes figuring stuff out by yourself. And what I mean by builds, guys, I mean like mods, like certain mods that go on Warframes, that go on weapons. You have these things called auger mods, vigilante mods, and they're for like different things. And when you put them on, you get levels. So it's like there's all kinds of stuff you can do.
Hunter munitions, how about that?
Oh my gosh. And then there's different mod types. Oh man, like I can't wait to start making videos to like break that stuff down. Like that's gonna be fun. So
It's a great
there's
way to
like
take a very good crit weapon without a slash proc and make it deal slash procs. Especially since, from what I've noticed, the only real damage type with really good scaling is slash.
yeah, right. I wish Impact did. Oh man, like I would have like a broken arsenal. Oh man, let's not even talk about the animations in this game. Like it is hilarious when they ragdoll.
It really is. Or when the impact proc sends them flying across the map.
Right? The puncture one nails them to the wall, literally.
Slash cuts their bodies into pieces. Which is actually useful with Necros. We'll touch more on that later, but it makes them desecrate them as multiple bodies.
And Desecrate is usually like getting more loot. That's an
Yeah.
ability that gets you more loot.
It forces the enemy to drop loot multiple times, so it gives you a higher chance of getting rare loot drops. Which is very important,
Right.
especially with later mods. We're not going to be able to carry this to 15 with this third guy that we have right now, by the way.
I don't know.
There's no way. We're having to already wait to kill the last enemy so that the cryopod can recover. I don't see this lasting to 15 waves. Did you get any neurodes?
I
I
don't
haven't
know.
actually paid attention, I'll be honest.
I've been too busy having fun killing.
Well, as you guys would have seen yesterday, we did start building Taxon, and it looks like he's about like an hour or less from completion, so that's some good news. One thing I do like about the puncture proc though is it smashes through those guys' shields, that and the punch through ability. Those Grenier with riot shields, it punches straight through those sometimes when it procs.
I think so.
Oh yay, magazine warp! The only new mod
I
this
don't
time
think
was magazine warp, which is plus magazine capacity for rifles. Let me see. Trying to call out all the new mods that I get as well. Make sure people notice them and know what they do and that kind of stuff. Alright, so we're gonna go leave this guy in the dust for a minute. Go back to friends only and matchmaking. And we're gonna end up going back to Venus. Did you get a Neurodes, by the way?
Nah, I didn't do one. It's alright.
We'll catch it tomorrow. It'll be alright.
We'll definitely get it tomorrow.
I'm gonna double check Taxon, see how much time he has left.
I
Taxon, if
have
you
a
guys remember,
few.
is the first Sentinel that becomes craftable in the game. Has 12 minutes left, so I feel like after this next mission, probably right before the end of this segment, we're gonna be able to claim Taxon, and then in the next segment, you guys will be able to see him in action and find out exactly why Sentinels can be very useful. Basically, what else do we need for this junction? We need one more Eximus, which is really cool, and the Jackal. Ooh, the Jackal. That's gonna be fun. So we're gonna have a mobile defense, bro. Is that okay?
Alright.
Alright.
That sounds good.
At some point, I mean, obtaining Limbo Prime to play for missions like this.
Yeah, I might start working on getting the time too. Where's my phone? Hold on. Because I want to see something.
Mobile defenses and excavations, just so everyone watching is aware, are two situations in which a duration-built limbo, and I'll explain what that is later. Two situations in which a duration-built limbo is extremely perfect, especially if it's not a corpus-type mission, so you don't have to deal with nullifiers that cancel his abilities. As long as his abilities stay active, it makes mobile defenses and excavations very, very easy to complete without having to do very much work, which I love. Because everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but as I was told as a child, man, work smarter, not harder, right?
Well, you're not wrong. That's for sure.
That's the whole idea behind us going through this in the first place. Work smarter, not harder, because I'm not going to lie, I worked way, way too hard when I didn't need to, but I didn't know any better when I very first started this game. It was ridiculous. I worked so hard on things that, thinking back, don't even make any sense to me anymore.
You know what Warframe's Aqua does? Ember?
Which one's Jackal? Is Jackal
No.
the big thing with legs?
No. Yeah, I think it's Rhino. Maybe?
I know they move them around, so it might be Rhino now. I know they moved. I know the Jackal was one of the ones that they changed, which Warframe I think dropped from it when they changed all that up. And I haven't actually refarmed Jackal since then, so I'm not 100% sure. I know I read through the list, but I don't remember exactly where they moved in anymore. I guess we'll find out though. That's something we're gonna have to teach them how to do too, is start farming all these regular Warframes, to be honest.
Right. Oh man, there's so much to do.
It'll be alright, we'll
I
get there.
can't wait.
If you think about it, taking the time to do it, it's just more affinity, and the extra Warframe means higher mastery rank, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's Rhino.
Is it Rhino still? Oh no, not
Yes,
still.
it is.
That's yeah, okay. Oh yeah, no, that was where he was originally, so they didn't move him. Okay.
They only move, a few Warframes around.
I know they moved Frost and a few other ones. Oh god, I'm gonna have my pistol.
I hate when I get stuck in the cutscene to land.
Oh, I hate that as
I
well.
can't. I
I'm
can't
started
skip
opening
it.
walkers anyways, by the way, so you should be able to hit those.
Me too.
Oh Jesus. Stuck with my pistol at the moment. Why am I Warframe?
I
There's
know.
some polys right there, by the way. All I've got is my abilities, my pistol, and my, When you pick something up, like this mobile defense, piece, guys, it's going to forcibly equip your secondary weapon. There's nothing you can do to get out of that. You can switch back to your primary, but it's going to drop the item that you picked up, and you have to have this item to do the mission, so you can't just leave it at the beginning, unfortunately.
I need to get on my personal account because I gotta build the histories. I
Alright,
forgot I had this
uploaded.
stuff building. Oh no.
That's
I'll
alright.
get to it later.
It can be done. I was about to say, oh, jeez. Okay, that window leads to a drop that that you end up getting respawned from, so don't jump out that window. Oh, Jesus, did I miss? This is kind of a defense mission, guys, except it takes place at multiple points. You don't just have one defense target, you're going to have multiple defense targets. Good thing about shotguns is with their spread, and then if you build extra spread, multi-shot, and or punch through, is they hit multiple targets at a time, and they can be extremely deadly. Okay, area completed. That means you have
I
to come
got it.
pick this item back up. Okay, we're gonna let Hunted take it this time.
No, I got it. That's good.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop some of these guys, blow some of these guys away with my radial javelin. Again, that's the R1 circle, the third ability.
Oh, and if you have, well, since if you're playing on console, well, PlayStation specifically, you can use your abilities by using the touchpad.
That's true.
That's a different play style that people use, you know?
And in that
So,
case, it would be swipe upward, like from the bottom to the top of the touchpad, to use your first
mhm.
ability. And then the second ability is left, I think. And then third
I'm
ability
not
would.
sure. I don't use it.
I'll find out.
Um,
I'm gonna swipe down.
which, I was
Okay,
gonna
yeah.
say,
It goes up, left, down, right for your four abilities, first through fourth.
yeah, so let's say, Beast you plays like that, uses the
I used
touchpad.
to until I started playing stuff like Old Banshee before they updated how she works.
Oh my gosh, I know, right?
Back when you had to.
The Quake is so good with the augment.
It is
Like,
good, really good now. Banshee's still
no,
broken. They did nerf her again though. They increased the energy cost.
of course they did. That's fine. That's not bad. Considering that I was taking out the whole map,
I still am, but yeah. On my Banshee
right?
build that I have, all I did was I ended up using I already have fleeting expertise and the freaking what's it called? The
Streamline.
streamline. There you go. I already have both of those installed. So there's no other efficiency mods in the game. Just so you guys are aware, there's no other efficiency mods in the game other than those two. So once you have those two, that's all the efficiency you can gain.
Yeah.
I
I was
just
gonna
need.
say, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're good.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
All I was gonna say is I just need to upgrade the energizing dash on that account to increase my energy
Oh,
regeneration. I'll be fine. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, um, I know sometimes we say stuff that you guys don't know about, for the new people that don't know about yet, kind of just looking for an easy way to understand Warframe. Well, we're gonna break everything down. Like, we have videos coming about different things. Everything is set up together to be able to help y'all. And the ones that are veterans, y'all know what we saying. You understand exactly what we say.
For sure.
And please, like, if you guys feel like we're wrong about something, or there's some knowledge you can pass on about different things, please put it in the comments. Let us know stuff that y'all would like to see in the live streams, videos and stuff like that you would like to see us do. Please put it in the comments. you
Absolutely. If
know
you have suggestions or things you'd like to see, as long as it's doable in some form, I'll find a way to get it done. It's not that big of a deal.
Definitely. um
I'm going this route because I felt like that none of the Warframe videos currently on YouTube really explain how you can do it at low mastery ranks. All they explain is stuff like, oh, go to this planet, kill these enemies, that's how you get it. But how is somebody that just started
right.
the game, brand new mastery rank 2, gonna farm that? Like, they don't have the weapons and the Warframes and the mods that, we do. It's impossible.
And then you get to play along with us starting over from the beginning.
And
So you
also,
don't feel like
you're
you're
good.
watching, no disrespect to anybody that's, been playing for a long time and just started a channel. No, no, no. It's just, we just want to be able to provide a way to, like, for other people to see, as a beginner, like, yes, we have personal accounts that, we've like played for like a while on, but at the same time, like, people don't always get this perspective of, new players or people coming new into the game, and the grind. That's what I'm trying to say. The grind that is involved in Warframe to get where you see a lot of people are at. You know,
Right.
the grind will be televised or YouTube.
Well, I mean, what I was going to also touch on is like the most important reason why we chose this method is because when we started Warframe, there's so much to do. Like, there's no other better way to put that. There is so many things to do, and so it becomes very easy to become lost and do the wrong things or do a bunch of things that aren't really that important on accident. Not really know what you're doing. No offense, nobody knows what they're doing when they start. Not really knowing what you're doing, and ended up like selling off a quest Warframe to the game or something simple like that that you could never recover from. Such as I know
Yeah.
I had heard some players, they sold Limbo to the game because they were like, oh, blah blah. They didn't realize that he was useful, didn't have the mods that are required to
Hmm.
build that frame properly, and so they thought that he was trash, and they sold him to the game. And they ended up being in a group with me when I was doing a mobile defense or an excavation, and I brought my Limbo, and made it very easy for the mission to be completed. And they're like, "Oh my God, Limbo's actually good." I sold him to the game, but with frames like that, you only get them once. There's a quest that you
Right.
follow that gives you the Warframe. You can never recover once you sold him to the game. You can never get him again. There's no other way to farm him. He now has a Prime version, so you can always farm that now. But that
Hmm.
literally just launched, like last month? So for the longest
Hmm.
period of time, once you sold a frame like that to the game, there was zero way to recover from something like
Okay.
that.
I want to insert this real quick. It
Yeah.
is very important, guys, that when you get a warframe or a weapon or a sentinel, which is a companion, any kind of companion, there's these things called arc wings. You'll find out about that later. We're going to get to that in the live streams. Anything that has a level on it, it gives you mastery. Very important to know. That is very important from the very beginning.
Very true.
A lot of people don't know this when they start the game because, like you said, people will get limbo. They'll sell him. They'll do that to weapons. even the Mark One weapons, the ones that are not the best. Like it's very important that you know max them out before you sell them.
Get them
If you
to.
don't
That
want them,
means for those of us that are just starting, get them all the way to rank 30 before you, because
hmm
there's a way. I'll show you via your equipment menu here. You go to your inventory here, and you can select one of these items, and like say this scanner, and you can press X on it, and then you could press R2 and sell that scanner to the game for 5,000 credits. It's something that's very useful for getting credits when you have, like, say, a lot of the same item. You can sell all but one of them to the game that way. But you want to make sure if it's something with a level on it, like Hunted was saying, you need to get that all the way to rank 30 before you get rid of it, because otherwise you have to go back, you have to build it again. It'll be rank 0 again, and then you have to get it all the way up, but from 0 to rank 30. And that's a lot of extra work you're going to create for yourself in the future, because to get to the Master Rank 25, I think is the current highest Master Rank you can achieve. Maybe 26 now that they released Limbo Prime, I'm not really sure. I haven't actually checked that yet. But I think Master Rank 25 or 26 is the highest you can get right now. In order to get there, you literally have to build or obtain every Warframe, every weapon, every Archwing, every Sentinel, every type of Kubra, every type of Kavat in the entire game and max them out. I did just finish Taxon, so I'm going to show you guys briefly what we're going to do to him in just a moment. We're going to give him his Sentinel weapon as well. We're going to go to his upgrade menu just to show you what he has. He has Retarget, he has Molecular Conversion. We're going to equip this mod called Vacuum. It's one of the most important mods you can get. I'm going to hover over it. Can't really see that hugely well, but detects and collects items when within 6.5 meters for its master, including mods.
okay.
This means that you don't have to walk all the way over every single item you pass to collect it. This will basically suck it into you as long as you're within 6.5 meters of it. And you can rank this mod up when you have more mod capacity on your Taxon. You can rank this mod up, and that distance will increase. I think all the way up to about 18 meters or 20 meters, something like that. It gets up to around 18 or 20 meters that it'll suck things in for
I
you,
think
and
so.
that makes this a lot easier, to be honest. That being said, we will continue this in a minute, but I do want to cut this segment off right about here, guys. We can't. I don't want to keep the segments too long. I know we've had a few really long segments you guys may not have watched. If you haven't, there is still good content there, so you may want to consider going back and maybe watching it in parts, because there is still a lot of good content and advice in there for you guys that are starting out, or maybe if some of you are just curious as to what we're streaming, and maybe something that you missed earlier on in the game, some information that maybe you might not have had. Definitely go check it out. Again, guys, if you like our content and found that it was useful, please like, subscribe, and share. This is ComaCloud Gaming. I'm Skillz. This is
I'm on
Hunted.
it.
And we'll see you guys very shortly. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you much.